Hello, everyone. Welcome back to St. Louis Teens. We are honored to have with us today Dr. Gena Ross, who is a Democratic candidate for Missouri's 6th Congressional District. Dr. Ross, you hold a Ph.D. in Public Policy and Administration and a Master's in Public Administration from Walden University. You're a former Constituent Services Representative representing former US Senator Claire McCaskill. Thank you so much for your service to our country, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Dr. Ross, thank you so much again. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to go into politics and public service, and how has your journey been like so far?
All right. Well, as you know, I'm Dr. Ross. I'm a single mother of three now young adult children. And it was always my passion to advocate and stick up and represent and help people. That's just something that is natural to me. So I don't even look at it as like a politician. It's just who I am. It's just in my DNA to represent and to help people. Some people don't know how to speak out for themselves. So I'm going to speak out for you. Other people just need a little push and a little help to be empowered so then they can know their voice and know their power and then speak out and help themselves. I'm a transformational leader. So we help one another. And like I said, it's something that was in me and it's something that I always wanted to do, but I had to wait till my children were older. So I just worked on my degrees and worked and raised my children. And now that they're grown, I can chase my dream for real and do what I want to do and represent.
And
Be the change that I want to see.
And Dr. Ross, what is your overall vision now for District 6?
District 6, it's very huge. I just came back from Hannibal the other day. That's just like a hop, skip, and a jump from Illinois. And we reach up to almost Iowa. So it's just a really huge district. And most of it is very rural. And it's just, I won't really call it a challenge, but for me to be the color that I am, some people aren't very welcoming, but a lot of them are. So you just have to be comfortable in who you are and just go be you and be transparent and try to build relationships with people and let them know that you're here to help and to help serve them. So I think District 6 is a great district, and I can see change coming. I've been telling everyone, let's build a better tomorrow beginning today because we're better together.
And Dr. Ross, if you are elected, what are the 3 biggest issues that you want to bring change to?
Healthcare, because it's a human right. It shouldn't be that people are without insurance or it's not affordable in this day and time, especially during a pandemic season. You know, I don't care what zip code you're in. If you have pre-existing health conditions, you deserve healthcare, and it should be quality, affordable, accessible healthcare. Period. No ands, ifs, or buts. Also, for some of my areas, infrastructure, because with 36 counties, all of them don't have the same need, but some have a greater need of infrastructure than, another, because they need the broadband, the internet access, and the floodings. We need to stop the floodings in those areas. And then also, economic empowerment, COVID relief. That's for everyone, because small businesses are gone. They're just depleting. And people just been suffering and going through. And so just to build back the economy and help people get on their feet. It's hard just to name 3 when there's so many. But also I want people in the district to, I want us all to work together and collaborate for really what the needs are, so we can work it together, because I don't want to make decisions for people without talking to them first, because they live in those counties. So you have to have that relationship, and then you can go from there.
And you talked a little bit about healthcare is so much of a need, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic. And Dr. Ross, you actually contracted COVID-19 on the campaign trail in March. You were hospitalized and battled it and successfully recovered, which is great news for everyone. From your experience, what do you think our country and our states must do differently to better tackle this pandemic and its effects?
Be real, be truthful, and be honest. At first it's a hoax. It's not real. It'll go away. Those things were not true. And when I contracted it, if we were wearing masks, then, I had got COVID because someone spit. When people talk to you and they accidentally spit, well, the spit got my cheek and got my eye. Well, then my eyelid was like super big and everything just happened. So if we would have been wearing masks in the beginning, I think that I wouldn't have had to go through what I went through, and a lot more people would be alive. The economy wouldn't be the way it is right now, because we could have probably just had everybody wearing their mask and maybe shut down a little bit so we can get it under control and then come back out and then, keep living. But right now it's just like, it's out of control.
And Dr. Ross, I want to transition over now. I want to get your perspective on what you think some of our greatest strengths are as a country and how you would like to grow them as well.
Some of our greatest strengths, well, a great strength that we need is unity. We need to be unified. We need to be on one accord, no matter what anybody believes, because our lives depend on this. This is our livelihood. And you, my sir, you're my future. So we need to sow into you, impart good, positive, energy into you so you can help, because you're going to lead, on. So if we had that right there, that would be number one. I mean, and we have the means to do great, but again, we just need to get rid of this hate. We need to stop the injustice. And, I can't just stress that enough. We could be so much better if we get rid of all these biases, these differences, this hatred that is in this world, so we can be one and just thrive instead of survive and take care of everybody and not leave anybody behind. What matters to me is people most, people first. All this other stuff doesn't matter to me until we're taken care of. And that's when we'll see the change and begin to do better.
And Dr. Ross, you talked about your future and the younger generation. How do you think that teens, youth, and the younger generation can be more involved and be instrumental in bringing change to their future?
Get the young people interested, talk to them about what needs or, concerns or questions that they have, and they might not know really. So you just have to be in your face, so to speak, and, reach out to you and pull you in. Like, I had a government class last fall, and I had took over the class for someone else. And my class was very shy and quiet and didn't want to say anything. They weren't interested at all. They'd be looking like, and I'm like, okay, so I have to do something about this class here. So by the time we got through, I had them watching the impeachment. We were watching that in class. And then they started, I challenged them to do reports and talk about what matters to them most. My class started getting up. They were doing PowerPoint presentations and everything. People came out of their shells, because if you let people talk about something that interests them, the world is so big, but let them pick a topic that connects with them in their livelihood, sex trafficking or anything. They will get up, they will make the presentation, and you'll think that they're the teacher because it's something that they're passionate about. So if you talk to young people about what they're passionate about, or some young people don't know really yet what they want to do, if someone just mentors them, have more programs to get you involved, a future leaders program, because you're the ones that have to lead. I'm not going to be here forever. You could be the next president. So it's like, start encouraging you now. You can do it, chase your dreams. What do you want to do? And just help one another and push one another, because you can do it and all your friends can do it too. If you're doing this now, just think what you'll be doing 10 years from now. The sky's the limit.
And I think that's such a wonderful message, especially now since so many teens and so many youth are so passionate about a vast array of different topics. It's so wonderful to hear that topics that they're passionate about, they'll be able to make change, especially when they pursue that.
Yes, they can. Unlimited possibilities. And you guys have to encourage and talk to one another. Even if you don't agree on everything, like I said, you still talk and you still respect one another, but you can learn from one another. Something that you might not have been interested in, you hear it from someone else, one of your peers, in a different perspective, and you can dialogue about it. And with the dialogue, it opens up your mind. And if it opens up your mind, it stirs up something. If it stirs up something, change begins. And it starts with you.
Dr. Ross, thank you so much for sharing your perspectives with us. And thank you so much for your time today and answering all of our questions.
Thank you for inviting me.